Hey, how's it going, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. I'm getting ready to pump some iron here in about 10 minutes. I thought I'd drop a video. I was talking to my son. We had a little get together last month for Thanksgiving. Went over one of my boys' went over to his house on a Saturday. It was Black Friday, and he had a little get together. So, anyway, you know how you sit around with family members and you be talking about stuff. So, my one son, he was up there because I got four boys and one girl. So I was like, he was asking me, he said, Dad's been kind of like a dry year. And he said it's kind of like a mediocre year in movies. I said, yeah, it's really not been it's not really been like a wild year. Now that's just to me. He said, yeah, Dad. He said, just not been that much of a, because some years, man, you just have bangers just coming out, last couple of years, man. I just told him, I said, this year's been kind of like iffy. I said, yeah, because he kind of thought the same way. And I got thinking about movies I wouldn't seen this year. So I made up a top 10. I'm not going to call it top 10. These are the most movies that I enjoyed this year. And I'm going from the bottom all the way up. So you can call it a top 10, but I don't really get into that, calling it top 10. This is just the ones that I like this year that I thought were very good, and they could be like not good to y'all, or I know y'all might have seen some of them, but these are the movies, and it's not been a very like blockbuster, blow your mind type of year to me as far as movies. But I did see some movies I enjoy, so I'll give you a list of the movies that I enjoyed this year, and this is December 9th, I think, December 8th, and I think I'm done watching movies. I was going to go see that Craven the Hunter, but I think I'm going to wait till that drops on streaming. But I was going to go see it, but I decided I'm not going to go see it. I think I'm done. If I do go see it, I don't think that's going to be that good, but it could be. It could be. But I was going to go see Craven the Hunter, and I was thinking about going and seeing that new Sonic movie too. But for now, I think I'm pretty much done going to the movies this year. So anyway, I want to give you guys a list of the 10 movies that I enjoyed this year, and they ain't none of these movies on this list was blow your socks off type of movie. It's just movies that I enjoyed this year, and we'll start from the bottom. Number 10 is Bad Boys Ride or Die. Now, I was thoroughly surprised. My friend he's a big Bad Boys fan, and I'm not. I've never have been. I like Will Smith and stuff like I Am Legend and stuff like that. So, I, Robot, I like him in those type of movies, but he was very good in that. But, this was more of a Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence kind of took the front center stage of this one to, you know, uh, Will Smith kind of took a back seat, but he was still in the movie. It was pretty brilliant how he made this movie. He kind of was off on the side, but he was in the movie. But Martin Lawrence kind of did the heavy lifting. Very entertaining movie. I'm glad my buddy asked me to go and see that. He's a big Bad Boys fan. I'm not. I've never have been, but they're entertaining. I've watched them and I liked them, but I'm just not. Anyway, that's number 10. Bad Boys Ride or Die for 2024. Number 9 is Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Now, I enjoyed this movie, but I thought it was a couple times, man, I caught myself, the way they shot. It was a very well-made movie. Didn't do very good at the box office at all. I just don't even know if they should keep continuing this movie at all. I think they should just leave it alone. But yeah, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, I thought it was very, very good. I enjoyed it. It's number 9 on my list. I just thought it was, I like everybody that was in it, all the characters, the girl that was in it, and the two main characters. It was very good. I can't think of their names, but I didn't want to write the actresses' names down. But anyway, actress, and you guys know who she is. She, she's really up and coming. And then you had the guy that played Thor. He was in it, And he nailed that. He did real good in that. So um, I can't think of that girl's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, Furiosa, the Mad Max saga. That's number 9. And like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I just, they really need to get away from trying to do these 3 hour long movies, man. I'm just getting burnt out on movies that's lasting almost 3 hours. That movie's almost 3 hours. I don't think it was quite 3 hours though. And the movie I just watched on Netflix was called Subservient. It's got Megan Fox in it. She did really good. And so that's a Netflix movie. And I really enjoyed that movie. I just watched it the other day. I actually put up my thoughts about that movie. And yeah, it was a pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really did. I watched it last night. I thought it was very, very good. I thought that Megan Fox did a good job. I like Megan Fox. I just I like to see her. They use her sexually so much, but she does have the look, and it just seems like she's been so typecast to me, and I just think that she should try something else. But I always like Megan Fox, and she did an exceptionally good job. It's kind of like a Terminator, Megan. Megan, the movie Megan. That movie was so good. That little doll that girl brought home kind of had a lot of Megan in there. Kind of had a little bit of a Terminator in there. It was for Netflix. That was really good. I watched that. That was very, very good. Well written. Very good. Well acted. I was impressed with that. Netflix. Surprisingly. I just seen that on Netflix yesterday, and I was like, wow, so that's number 8. Number 7 is Deadpool Wolverine. Never been much of a Deadpool guy. Never been much of a Wolverine guy. I like the X-Men, but they just never was. Deadpool's never been my favorite comic, and neither was Wolverine. So when I went to go see it, I knew that this would be very entertaining. And I went and seen it, and it was that and then some. That and then some. Made $1 billion. This movie knew what it was doing. It knew what it was doing. It knew how. I mean, what can you say? Deadpool versus Deadpool, Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine. It's just yeah. I didn't buy it physically because, like I said, I've never been a big Wolverine guy or Deadpool, so I didn't put it in my physical copy. But I do have it in my digital library because it was on sale. But yeah, that's number 7. It was so funny and it was so entertaining. It was, that movie just Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, man. They just they I think they could do more with that. I don't know. After watching that, I was like, man, they could do something else. Like a team up with somebody, but they gotta make sure they do it right because they did this one just definitely one of those ones that just it's number 7 on my list. And Deadpool and Wolverine. It was very entertaining, very good movie, very entertaining. Like I said, it's number 7 on my list. And these are movies that I felt like I enjoyed. And when I put the list down, I had to say, well, I enjoyed this movie more than I enjoyed that movie. That's why each one is is labeled as number 7, number 6, whatever, because it was based on how I enjoyed it. So number 6 is I just seen it. One of my boys told me about Blink Twice, and I told him, I said, yeah, it's got the movie was very good. It just kept me engaged the whole time. I mean, are you having a good time? Are you having a good time? It was, God, it got Channing Tatum in it. It was, wow. My son, next time I see my son, I'm going to tell him, yeah, man, I'm glad you told me about that movie because he told me about it and I had a chance to watch it. It was on, I actually watched it for free because I had a streaming service I just got rid of. But before I got rid of it, it was on there. And, it was part of the streaming package. I was like, wow, there's that movie. And I watched it and I could see why my son liked that movie. Yeah, that's number 6. Wow. and I enjoyed it. So again, these movies are based on how I enjoyed each. Because when I was writing the list down. I was like, well, I enjoyed that movie more than I enjoyed that one. It doesn't mean I don't like the movie. It's just based on the enjoyment of each movie. Number 6 is Sting. About this little girl, man. She gets this spider that comes from space, and I watched this on a streaming service, and I was like, my God, where'd this come from? Man, this movie was good. This got a lot of no-name actors in there. That little girl, she's a good actor. I think everybody in this movie did good. But, she befriends this, this little spider came from space, and the thing mutated and started killing everybody in the apartment. And it was a well-executed movie because it was just in one area and just good movie. It was a good story, and everybody, the movie couldn't have cost that much to make. But Sting, about this spider, man, and this little girl, this spider just eats a cat, and then they had to kill this thing in the long run, man. It's just it was a very good story. I love the way it was shot, man, and yeah, it Sting, yeah. It's a spider movie, and I like spider movies. I don't care too much for spiders. I'll give them the benefit of doubt. They get outside, I'll let them get outside, but they start walking up on me and stuff. I'll be like, man, you have to get stomped on. I don't like killing them. I like to put them outside if I can, but Sting. Very good spider movie. Very good. Number 4 is Beetlejuice. Now, I'll be honest with you, man. It's a good movie, but it didn't blow my socks off. But it's a good movie. I think what I like about this movie is the production design. And, Jenny Ortega, I'm not a big Jenny Ortega fan. I know everybody, oh, Jenny Ortega, she's like, oh, I think she's a great little actress, man. I really do. I just not know, oh my God, it's Jenny Ortega, You know how these hot actors become so hot and everybody's just on that hype train. I'm not on the hype train of Jenny Ortega, but I am going to tell you she's a very good actress. But I prefer the girl that played in Furiosa over her. That girl that starred in Furiosa with Mad Max, I'll take her any day over Jenny Ortega. But they're two different separate actresses. But far as me, actress wise, the girl that starred in Furiosa, Mad Max, she's my fave. But Jenny Ortega she's a very good actress. She has proven that. But Beetlejuice. That's number 4, and yeah, it was exciting to see them bring that back. Michael Keaton didn't miss a click. But the first one was overall the best one. But I didn't go in there trying to compare the first one because I was like, man, you got big shoes to fill. I think that when they made that movie, they said, we're just going to do this movie the way we're going to do this movie. We can't. They took a lot of stuff and kept it the same from just like the first one. I love how you got the music and then it had I love how it had that little town, how it shows the town it's a fake town, but it just goes over the town and it's just man. I had a smile when I was in the theater watching that movie. It's going to be one of those movies you watch around Halloween, man. It's a very good movie, man. Like I said, it didn't blow my socks off though. But I liked it, man. That's why it's number 4 on my list as far as enjoyment. Now I did buy that physical. I bought Sting on physical too, because when I bought Sting, I was like, wow, how a movie like that's just like a low budget movie like Sting be that good? Just goes to show you, man, you don't have to spend all this money on movies to make. Sting just blew me away. I had to wait on that because when I ordered that, I was like, dang, man. I ended up getting it. I got it on, it wasn't 4K, but I know what they're going to do. They end up putting Sting on 4K later on because a lot of people end up liking Sting. But Beetlejuice is number 4. And Michael Keaton in this click. Everybody in it was good. Jenny Ortega was good. Jenny Ortega's she's a good actress. Man. She loves a young, up and coming actor. But like I said, I prefer the Furiosa girl over Jenny Ortega. I think I think she's slightly older than Jenny Ortega, maybe about 3 years, but they're in similar age group. But the girl that stars in Furiosa, Mad Max, I liked her. She's a very good young actress. But when I was watching Jenny Ortega in this Beetlejuice, I kept sitting there saying, I see why people, really get into her. I said, she, she's adapts to, because I thought she was just going to go ahead and do one of those, use the same type of style that she used in, that I bought her series that she had on Netflix where she's that Adams Family, she's that little girl. I can't think of the name, but I bought that. She was so good in that Wednesday. She was so good in Wednesday. I bought that. She nailed that Wednesday role down to a T, and I ended up buying that whole series. They got Netflix. That's gonna come out. I know they're working on season 2, but that was so good. And then I was like, I kind of thought she was gonna bring that Wednesday attitude over into Beetlejuice, and she didn't. She did all right. Cause like she's just gonna be kind of like use that Wednesday attitude that she used in Wednesday, but she brought her own little thing in Beetlejuice. So yeah, she's very talented, young up incoming actor if she's not already up there. Number 3 is Alien Romulans. I enjoyed this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the sound effect. I love this movie. There was some loopholes in this movie though. If you want to nitpick this movie, there's a lot of stuff in there you could have nitpicked. If you want to say there was a lot of dumb decisions, you could have done that. But when I was watching that movie, I went by the enjoyment of the movie, and they did a good job trying to capture the magic that they had lost so much from all the Alien franchise. And I thought, now this is how you should. Like I said, this movie by far is not perfect, but there is, if you want to nitpick, there is a lot of loopholes in this movie that just, but overall, I enjoyed this movie. I really did. It's in my physical copy to buy list. You know why I don't have this in physical copy? It's because I got Hulu Plus for 99 cents for a whole year. So I got 99 cents a month for a whole year. It came out to $1.06 a month for Hulu Plus with ads for a whole year. I was like, you can't beat that. They got Alien Romulus on there. So I was like, all right, I ain't gonna buy it right away, so by the time I try to buy Alien Romulus, it'll probably be on sale. But I'm gonna get a 4K copy. Like to get a steelbook though. And then number 2 is A Quiet Place Day One. Now I heard a lot of people didn't really care for this. They said, well, if I wanted to watch a movie about, stage acting and all that kind of stuff, it's just so much, there was a lot of stuff in there. People thought it was dragging. But here's how A Quiet Place, I've told you guys before, and I will tell you again, A Quiet Place needs to go overseas. They really do. They need to go overseas somewhere. Japan, the UK. They need to go somewhere overseas and do an overseas A Quiet Place. Or I always thought they should do a Quiet Place the day the military, military day or day one military. When the military actually encountered A Quiet Place and figured out that they have to come up with a different way to try to stop them things, like a military encounter. But personally, I think they ought to do the next, because The Quiet Place, I told y'all before, I think The Quiet Place, if they keep the top quality up, because so far it's been nothing but quality all the way. But a lot of people say this is their least favorite. Now, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very precise, good, just good action between two people trying to go through a certain area, trying to get to a certain place and all that. They put the action in there when they needed. They put the suspense in there when they needed. They put the boom and the pow in there when they needed. I have no problems with this movie. But what I do have a problem with is I really think they ought to sit down in a room and try to tell people we need to make another Quiet Place I know they're trying to tie them all up in together and stuff like that. Because, they got a lot of stuff they left off, but we do know that they can't swim. But, I always thought they should do a quiet place overseas. Like maybe Japan or, the UK or trying to think where else they can go. Somewhere overseas. Just see how, you know, I would have a Japanese producer or some producer over in the UK that's really good, that's got a good name, or somebody that does good, and see if they can make a quiet place. They're not gonna do that, but I would. I always quiet place. They it ain't just isolated in America. So I just thought maybe they should go overseas and try something different. They still can tie everything up. It's just that try going overseas. I think that'd be a fresh take, but they want to keep making that money, so I don't blame them. So. A Quiet Place Day One, yeah, I got that. I think I got a still case of that, but I got it. I watched that 3 times so far, and I can see why people would say that. Oh, it dragged and just him and her just going through the city, and then they was whatever, and I don't know. I didn't have a problem with that. I had a woman who was dealing with terminal cancer, and she was trying to help this dude get to this point, and she knew she was gonna die, and then she wanted to go back and also, she wanted to eat a pizza, and she just the movie. It was a good story. How they come up with that was amazing. That Lupita Nyong'o, she did a good job, and then that guy that was with her did a good job. I thought the movie was good, but anyway, I've been on this. I'm over 20 minutes. Last but not least, and this movie, I know a lot of people did like it, and a lot of people was like, it's okay. Smile 2, baby. Smile 2, man, I thought they did a tremendous job of Smile 2, because I like Smile 1. And Smile 2 was just, I was at theater, man. That sound, and that, how theater sound is, man. I got that one coming. Hey, I got that one coming. That one's coming. I pre-ordered that one. That was because I got my surround sound. A lot of people now got nice surround sounds and all that Dolby thing going on. Yeah, Smile 2, baby. That was just, it went inside of the world of a concert person who's a singer. And I thought they did such a good job with that, with how they went inside choreographs and how they dance and all the rehearsals and how they have to put on a smile and sign all these autographs, and how they have dealings with their own problems with drinking and drugs. It goes into the world of pop, people that are in the music industry and stuff like that. I thought they did just a tremendous job. It just wasn't just a horror movie, and yeah, it was a horror movie, and it was a good horror movie, and it was some growth. There was some, there was some bloody. Because there's a lot of people that's into a lot of blood, guts, and gore. I can only take a little bit of it. And they had some of that in there too. But they had you went into the world of what they do as far as concert tours and the pressures and all that stuff, and how it takes a toll on somebody and stuff, man. I thought they did such a good. And then the people that's doing the choreographed dances so they can rehearse and have the right kind of step and go all in sync when they're dancing and all that kind of stuff. And the way that movie was shot and all that, and the things that she seen that looked like that was there and that really wasn't there, and you didn't know it was just like a chef's kiss to me. So yeah, that is my movies that I watched 2024, and I enjoyed all these movies. It's just that I enjoyed one more than the other. That's why I put them in this order. You can say it's the top 10, but I just don't really want to do that. These are the movies of 2024 that I thoroughly enjoyed. And what is your 2024 movies that you guys liked? Well, pump me some iron. But anyway, yeah, 2024. Yeah, like I said, if I do go see Kraven the Hunter, it'll probably be a last minute decision. But I want to see that movie, and I kind of want to see that. Because Keanu Reeves is playing one of the characters in Sonic. So Keanu Reeves is playing one of the characters. So I like Keanu Reeves. So anyway, that's it. That's my list of 2024 movies that I thoroughly enjoyed this year of 2024. God bless and have a great evening. We'll catch you later.